in his immediate community, but he goes about. For anyone who looks like he needs the help that he can offer, he's just there to change their lives and hold their hands so they can lead a life that is more productive. He is the founder of Distinguished Men of Honor, Integrity and Nobility Club NGO, and he's into inspiring young men, grown men to live a better life and, of course, represent leadership in every sense of it in our society. Talk about impact in every sense of it. This man is a representation of such. So welcome again on board, Engineer Goodday. And of course, we've been having this conversation for a while, and we did mention that when we return from the break, we're going to get into the curriculum of everything that you get to impact these boys with. All right. We will talk about the men, but you see, the young boys, like you said, catch them young. That is where significance is. That is where importance lies, because these boys become men tomorrow in our society, and they get to mirror everything that we've taught them from when they were young. If we want leaders that are leaders indeed, we need to train boys to become good leaders. If we want people who will be in places of leadership tomorrow and make decisions that will affect society positively, we need to train young boys so that when they become men tomorrow, they are already equipped with the ability to make decisions that are very impactful. So what exactly do you say to these boys when you bring them together? What is the curriculum? What exactly do you focus on?
Okay, when I talk to my boys, call them my boys. When I talk to my boys, see, one of the first thing I teach them, and I ensure that they get it into their life.
Their lives, so that's to practice it.
One of the major things is discipline.
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 In what sense?
Generally. Another word for discipline is self-control. Just to make it simple.
Okay.
Self-control. As a boy, as a man, discipline applies to all aspects and areas of your life. If you want to succeed as a man, if you want to be great as a man, discipline is one of the key components.
And we can also look at discipline in the light of
see, it's broad.
It's broad, yes.
You see this topic I'm talking about now? It's a broad topic. Yes. It's not something I can finish here. You know, it is broad. So I start teaching them discipline in all areas, in all aspects. You know, how to control yourself. Discipline applies to everything: your emotions, your career,
yes,
your dreams,
your character,
your hard work, your character, your education.
I agree.
I want to have a PhD. I want to have a BSc. It's discipline. You should be able to control yourself and tell yourself, I will read my books. I won't go out and play. That is discipline. You should be able to tell yourself, I'll go for my exam on time, I will write the exam properly, and I will make sure I pass. That is discipline. You should be able to tell yourself that these peer groups are calling me to come and play. I won't play with them. If I play with them, I won't achieve my goal. That is discipline.
Staying true to your goal and your dream.
So discipline is key.
Okay.
It's key. This is the first thing. Because once they are able to develop that mindset and that habit of discipline, to an extent, you have succeeded in coaching them.
That's right.
Once they can develop self-discipline, not school-imposed discipline, not parents-imposed discipline, self-discipline as a boy, whether your daddy is there or not, whether your mommy is there or not, whether your pastor is there or not, wherever you find yourself, you can enforce discipline on yourself.
So, someone said that what you do when no one is watching, that's a proof of your dignity and integrity as a person.
So once I can get these boys to imbibe and live a life of self-discipline,
yes,
you see, as a responsibility,
yes,
that this is how I should live my life if I want to succeed.
Okay.
if I want to be great, I should be able to control myself. I should be able to set boundaries. Like I think the topic is a broad topic.
It is a broad one. It is a broad one.
I should be able to set boundaries because I'm going somewhere.
Of course.
That dream, that goal I have, that doctor I want to become, that engineer I want to become, it starts now.
Starts
I have
now.
to discipline myself.
And make sacrifices.
And most of what I teach, I'm teaching out of experience because this is how I grew up. My friends know me. You know, I'm that person that when the crowd wants to do something, if I look at it and I know it's not convenient, it doesn't align with my values, with the good values my mom has taught me, I withdraw. I'm very fair. You know, as a boy, I'll say, no, I'm not going to follow you guys.
Values.
They're like, wow, what's wrong with you? What's this? They will say everything they want to say. The ones that know me very well will say, leave him. As he has said, no, he's not for you.
Yes, it doesn't align with my value system.
My mother is not there. My uncle is not there. My auntie is not there. Nobody is there. Self-discipline.
Self-discipline.
And it will guide you. It will guide you. Get to a stage in life where you start appreciating the fact that I was self-discipline. So this is one thing.
Okay.
Then the second one is the fear of God.
Okay.
You know, as Christians, we talk about this fear of God, fear of God, fear of God. You know, it's just a talk. But I need to understand what it really means to fear God and keep to His word.
Okay.
In fact, I have a book I wrote. I wrote it not just for the boys, I wrote it for adolescents and teenagers. Because in this calling, in this ministry, if I have the opportunity to teach girls, I don't push them away. So the book is for adolescents and teenagers.
Okay.
Even though my focus is on the boys and men. You know, lifeguard for adolescents and teenagers.
The male and female.
Yes, anybody can read it.
Okay.
And in fact, I made the book not to be too voluminous because the children of this age are not very patient.
Attention span is not spanning anymore. So it is important that we shorten things so that we can get their attention.
I want it to be very short so that they won't have any excuse.
Of course.
They won't say, this book is too big.
Way to go.
You know, so I just hit everything. The things they need to know. I will guide them.
Okay.
I will guide them. You know, they are not in the curriculum, but these are the core. These are the first one that once you get it. Now, when they understand discipline, when they imbibe the culture of discipline, now whatever you're teaching, they now understand and they hold to it. Because they understand that whatever I'm learning from my coach, I have to take it serious.
Okay.
I have to practice it. Because this is what will help me to become a great man tomorrow. So it's still that discipline. Consistency cannot come without discipline.
Of course. Consistency.
Learning cannot come without discipline.
I agree.
Otherwise, whatever I do as a coach, they will get it and they'll throw it away.
But the decision to stay on it,
exactly.
Apply it,
that's
live
why,
by it.
Yes, that is why I have to make sure that they imbibe that culture of discipline.
That's right.
I understand what it means to fear
God.
Not just be a church goer, not just follow mommy and daddy to church.
Yes.
But do you really fear God?
Knowing God for yourself.
Exactly.
Not because it's something that is common.
Not because it's something
common
that you were
with
born
family.
into. Yes.
Know God for yourself. Because at some point we all had to find our relationship
Exactly. Yes.
with God, and it didn't matter if daddy was a pastor or a bishop or a reverend or a deacon.
You know,
we had to personalize it.
You know,
and that's when we started to grow with our relationship with God. It's amazing. It's amazing. So if you're listening for the first time this afternoon, you're welcome on board. It is the Eye of Hers on 88.9 Save a Life of Fun. If you want to connect with our guest, you want to reach out to him, please send a text message to us or calling on the show if you have a question, if you've been listening to him and you have questions about what he's doing, and maybe you are a boy mom or a boy dad and you're just waiting for him to land so that you self can land and get to connect with him and get your kids to be part of his movement. You can send a text message to us. We will connect you with him. Or you have something, you have a question, and you really want to connect with him in the studio, please do so now by dialing 091 6000 8890, 091 6000 8890, or 081 87 888 889-081-87-888-889. For WhatsApp text messages 091 6000 8898 091 8898. Send your questions. This is someone who is making an impact in our various communities, and believe me, I'm very sure that for some of us, he has been to our communities and is helping some young men around our communities, but we don't know. But now that he's here, you can ask the right questions for distinguished men of honor, integrity, and nobility club NGO.
Well, I intend that it should grow beyond Nigeria.
By the way, how long has this been?
3 years.
3 years. Okay. So what's the plan?
So I intend that okay, the way forward is I intend that in future we'll have a big place. We'll have a big place where we'll have our hall for our conferences.
Okay.
We'll have our coaching rooms, and then we'll have like a hostel. We'll have a hostel where we can keep some boys.
Okay. So some of your boys are they displaced? No.
Yeah, because most of the boys like they're boys on the streets.
Okay.
They're boys sleeping on the street. They're boys walking.
Some of the boys in your custody.
Some of them.
Okay.
Now we've gone to meet. You know, they're on the street. Some of them sleep. They sleep under the bridge. They sleep in uncompleted buildings. You know, so if we have somewhere like a host, you see, one thing I've come to realize about what I am doing is that there's nobody that cannot be transformed.
That's amazing. Okay.
So the target is everybody.
Is every boy.
There's nobody that cannot be transformed. Some people are not useful today because they didn't have the opportunity. They were not privileged to have a good coach or a good parent.
That's right.
That is why their life is the way it is.
I agree.
So every boy is a target.
Okay.
So our dream and our vision is to have a big place where we'll have our hall, our coaching room, then we'll have a hostel for the boys that are displaced, the boys that are homeless, so that they can come and stay there for a period of time, and after which you're sure that they are completely formed, then you can now release them.
So do you have an opportunity for vocational training for them? Do some of them get to learn skills?
Okay, we're still building on that. You know, this requires a lot of fun.
No, that's true. We'll get there.
So we get a lot of fun. Yes. So I've been talking to some people to partner.
Okay.
Partner with me. You know, let's see how we can do this together.
We can do this together.
You know, to make the society a better place.
A better
place. There are a lot of issues. You know, you see some boys are vulnerable because they lack knowledge.
That's true. Okay, so we're wrapping up. Quickly, I just want you to drop your social media handles. I really want the social media handles that you'll be dropping. I really pray that they're very active, because a lot of people would like to connect with what you do. That's one of the reasons we bring you up here too, so that people will connect with you, people who want to be part of the project, or people who have people that they would love for you to meet and impact. Either way, it's a win-win. All right. So what's your social media handle? If I'm listening right now and I need to connect with you, where do I go to?
Okay. On Facebook, it's Distinguished Men of Honor. Distinguished Men of Honor on Facebook and on Instagram. Distinguished Men of Honor. On Facebook and on Instagram.
Okay.
And on LinkedIn, it's Weneka Ehoro. Weneka Ehoro on LinkedIn and TikTok. It's Weneka Ehoro. Weneka N-W-E-N-E-K-A. Ehoro E-H-O-R-O.
That's on LinkedIn.
LinkedIn, yes.
Okay.
And on TikTok.
And on TikTok too.
Yes. Weneka Ehoro. And for email, you can email me at ehoroweneka@gmail.com.
Okay.
ehoroweneka@gmail.com. And for WhatsApp, my WhatsApp number is 09056221366. Take that again. 09056221366. 56 221 366. So do well to reach out to me. You have a son, you have a nephew, you have boys that need proper coaching. Do well to reach out to me. You're a man and you need to correct some mistakes or put things right. Feel free. You can reach me personally, confidentially, and we can talk.
All right, that's about it. Together we can build the society that we hope to see, and that change that we've all been craving for, we can create it in our society. It's such an amazing thing to be alive and experience individuals like you making a move. You inspire us so much, and I'm so glad that you were able to make it to the show today. Thank you so much, sir, for coming through. And I pray for strength that you continue.